Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, going for the Seeing Red achievement. This one's going to be done in Modern Warfare Zombies. It is to complete 5 contracts while in the red zone. Now, I am going to recommend that you try to get this done with some friends or boosting partners. However, it is possible to do this with randoms. You are going to need a little bit of luck and hope that the randoms are actually going to help you out with this one. That being said, whenever you're ready, make sure you hop into a game. You don't need to bring anything special with you, so pick whatever you want for your loadout. All you have to do is just make sure you get into a squad and then make sure you load in. As soon as you touch down, you're going to want to head immediately to the red zone as soon as you can. The red zone is always going to be the middle of the map. There are going to be 3 tiers of zone. You have your regular tier 1 zone, which is outside, your tier 2 zone, which is going to be the green one, and then finally the tier 3 zone, which is going to be the red one that has the highest level of zombies. So make sure you try to get there as quick as you can. Now, depending on where you drop, you may or may not have access to vehicles right away. If you can manage to procure a vehicle, I'm going to recommend that you take that with you and then head on over to the middle of the map. If not, it is more than possible to get there on foot. You're just going to have to dodge some zombies along the way. But nonetheless, try to get into the tier 3 red zone as soon as possible. And then once you are there, you should be able to start making progress on the achievement. Now, the cool thing about all of the zombies achievements involving contracts is whenever someone in the squad completes a contract, it is going to credit the entirety of the group with it. Also, with this particular achievement, while you are in the tier 3 red zone, any contract that gets completed in the squad is going to count as you completing a contract in the red zone. So, my best advice is to head into the tier 3 red zone as soon as you can, and then have your other 2 teammates stay in the tier 1 regular zone. Make sure you have them complete 5 contracts there, and then while you are in the red zone, as long as you stay in the red zone, the contracts they complete are going to count for this particular achievement. Finally, the last cool thing about this particular achievement is even if you happen to go down, as long as you don't leave the game, any contracts completed by the squad is also going to credit you. So what I'm going to recommend doing is heading into the red zone, making sure you go down right away, and then what's going to happen is you're going to enter spectator mode. Now, while in spectator mode, as long as you happen to go down in the tier 3 red zone, the game is going to count that you are still in that zone. So any contracts that the squad happens to complete while you're in spectator mode should also credit you for the achievement. So while you're in spectator mode, your goal is to try to get the other 2 members of the squad to complete 5 contracts. If you are doing this with some friends or boosting partners, make sure you communicate to them to start taking contracts and completing them. They are going to be sprinkled all over the map in the form of the cell phones, and of course you can have them find them just by using the mini map and then taking them, and then hopefully they are able to complete 5. This does have to be done in a single game, mind you, so you're going to have about 45 minutes or so for them to work with. Hopefully they are able to complete them. They shouldn't be too difficult, as they are basically going to be these little mini missions, so it's going to be more than doable as long as they are proactive in taking them. Now, if you happen to be doing this with randoms, you're going to have to luck out and then hope that the randoms are actually going to be proactive in taking the actual contracts. So make sure you hope that they're doing that instead of just killing zombies or trying to go for loot. So just make sure you hang out for a spell either way, and then hopefully your friends slash boosting partners slash randoms can carry you through the 5 contracts in a single game. They're going to have to complete them either before time runs out or evacuating. So make sure you try to hope for the best and hope that they can get it done in time. Again, if you are doing this with people that you are actually grouped up with, it's going to be way easier to communicate that to them. 5 contracts shouldn't take too long if they are prioritizing them, but of course if you are doing this with randoms, you are going to have to hope for the best. Or you can also try to communicate with them through the various communication channels if you are able to do that. So while you are in spectator mode, you can also keep an eye out on the squad's progress. So you can obviously get a view of your squad's screens, but other than that, you can also pay attention to if they are accepting contracts and the actual progress on the contracts by looking at the blue box on the left side of the screen underneath the game timer. So while you're hanging out in the background, just make sure you count off 5 of those, and if they happen to be done in this same game, your achievement should unlock as soon as the 5th one is complete. You should also be making progress on the complete 20 total contracts. That one is going to be cumulative and is tracked over multiple games, so you can knock out a significant chunk of that one out of the way. And even if your squad doesn't complete the mission in completing 5 contracts, any contracts that are completed are going to count for that achievement. So you aren't going to be wasting any time if you happen to get a squad that doesn't complete the 5 contracts in a game. Just make sure you take whatever progress that you make towards the 20 total contracts and then try again in another game. And then hopefully you can get another group of people who are going to be more proactive in taking said contracts. Nonetheless, if everything goes according to plan and you happen to get the game where everything goes correctly, you should be able to get your achievement once your squad completes the 5th one in the same game. There it is, 30 gamer score without lifting a finger, and that's all there is to it.